Here we are again, creepypastas. You become an old friend that I just can't seem to get rid of. No complaints, you just need to learn when to leave a room, you know? Well anyway, hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Lucy McPhee, and today we're discussing the scariest Undertale creepypastas. This time we're specifically focusing on a creepypasta entitled No Mercy. Before we begin, be sure to check out our brand new sister channel, Beyond the Screen. Your fill for all things movies, TV, Netflix original, you name it, we've got it. Be sure to head over there and say hi once you finish this video. Okay, Undertale, let's do this. Alright, so this creepypasta uploaded to YouTube by Alex Holden begins with him discussing how he was introduced to Undertale on its release date. He had been Skyping with his friend who was overjoyed and giddy with excitement at the chance to finally play the game, so he had been prepping for years for its release. Now, Alex wasn't a huge fan of RPGs, so he had little interest in the game, figuring it was a fad and would quickly die out, just as many games do. However, time went by and his friend eventually gifted him a copy of the game from Steam. Once again, Alex didn't care too much for the game, but considering his friend was kind enough to send him a copy, he booted it up. Instantly getting hooked, he began to find himself drawing a few pieces of fan art, creating a Tumblr, and couldn't take his mind off of the game, even trying his hand at a fan game called Undertale Zero Frisk. He became an Undertale geek, even more than his already geeky friend. What he mostly enjoyed were the secrets the game had to offer. Who was the spoon creature? Who was the protagonist? What is their backstory? There are so many questions all left unanswered. A Reddit thread surfaced though, urging players to dig into the game, in an attempt to uncover the code of the game, in order to mess with the values and secret rooms, etc. So our author, wanting to gain karma and upvotes on Reddit, decided to open up Firefox and boot up the game, downloading a special software in order to look into the code of the game. He looked through the code, which was mostly gibberish, although amidst all of this were some sprites, even some sprites that weren't in the game, along with a papyrus sprite that he had never seen before. Alex went on to download a few more programs in order to dig even deeper into the code and the game, eventually finding things that no one had ever found before, such as a full set of sad Toriel sprites, a sprite for the Steam logo, and an unidentified woman with broad shoulders and an unused amalgamate. He decided to leave it for the day and posted all of his findings on Reddit, but the player felt something come over him, something urging him to search more. So he did, eventually finding something that looked like an app bash code, so he went to a decoding site which gave him a download link to a file entitled Undertale F. Turned out to be a beta copy of the game, which loaded as a file with what appeared to be a monster heart. Intrigued, the player booted up the decoding software in order to explore the beta code. However, before doing this, the player decided to just play through the beta first, doing a neutral run and then a pacifist run. Everything seemed normal at first, but the character dialogue seemed a little off. He continued on though, deciding to play through the last option, No Mercy, who was instantly put into a room with Flowey. Flowey's dialogue told him not to do a No Mercy run, and to try to go for a pacifist or a neutral run instead. The player knew this dialogue was not in the normal game, but he decided to play on anyway and was then greeted by Toriel, who looked sad. The player made it to Toriel's house with Toriel stating, "There are the knives." Creepy. The player was slightly freaked out by this. Again, this was another piece of dialogue that was definitely not in the original game. Instantly his character was equipped with the knife in their hands. The character then went to talk to Toriel, hiding the knife behind their back as they did. Toriel then headed to the basement, but the player couldn't seem to control their character anymore for what seemed like an eternity. When they finally regained control, they headed outside, where they saw a papyrus sprite standing, but when the player tried to talk to them, he would only respond with test. The player decided to go back into the house, where they were instead instantly transported to Snowden. They could see Sans walking through the forest. The player then saw the shadow of a player character walking behind, advancing towards Sans, stating, "Don't you know how to greet a new friend?" The player then stabbed Sans with the knife, with Sans falling to the ground, fatally injured. The player was freaked out, but pressed on regardless. When they arrived at Snowden, it was completely abandoned. They encountered no one, not even any playable puzzles that you would usually encounter en route to the town. Then out of nowhere, Flowey appeared, saying nothing, just staring at the player with a neutral expression. Then Flowey went back into the ground, with the player's knife appearing for a few moments. The player continued on, making it to Waterfall. Once again, no one was there, no enemies, and no puzzles. However, Undyne then appeared on the bridge with her spear ready, stating, "You're a living example that there's no more damn good in this world." She then dropped down on the floor with her spear laying next to her. The numbers 99999 appeared around her as she repeatedly stabbed herself. The player travelled around for a little while longer before heading back to Terrell's house, where Flowey was standing in the centre of the room. A message appeared that read, "Are you happy now? Is this what you wanted? You made her die because you wanted to kill with one intent, to show no mercy. It's me, your last good whim, just a tiny and insignificant flower. It's only a matter of time before I become corrupted, just like the others in the garden, you monster." The player then instantly chopped Flowey into 2 parts as the game crashed, and that's where the creepypasta ends. Whoa. Well, that was indeed creepy. I guess the moral of the story goes, don't delve into the code of a game. You might find something truly horrifying that questions your moral compass completely. Well, if you're a fan of this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another gaming vid. And until next time, see you later.